slow cooker. It's full of meat and it's rotting. It's blown. I own this property.
Good girls Prue and Michelle are off to do something no property manager ever wants to do. Remove a troublesome tenant from a property.
He said, I am the king. I own this land and I own this house. And I said, what? He said, again, who's the king? I said, so you don't have to pay rent? No, I don't have to pay rent. And I said, well, I'm not listening to this shit. And you've got 48 hours and we will be back with locksmiths. And we got in the car and drove away.
So we're popping down to see the king.
At the castle in question, the drawbridge is up.
He's holding the door shut. Are you holding the door shut?
No, he's got something up against it, I'd say. Yes. Good. No.
The king may think he's safe inside the castle keep, but these two fair maidens are breaching his defences one way or another. At Trust Property Management Wellington, breaking news has the team on high alert. An Airbnb customer in the Trust building itself has flooded the laundry right upstairs from the office.
So it's pretty wet. Someone has moved the washing machine around and taken the drain hose out of the drain into the super tub and put it into the lower hole where the water pipes come through. How far has it gone?
The water's gone everywhere. Jared estimates 75 litres is underfoot.
So yeah, it's come into the room a little bit.
But what would cause a coronary in other property managers is water off a duck's back for Jared.
We're going to probably need to pull up the carpet. Yeah, so this is kind of the worst area, but I'll be making sure that we get this wash machine drain hose a little bit better connected, so guests can't go playing with it, and moving the washing machine out and then putting the drain in the wrong place.
No sooner has Jared left to get his tools than he's requested to attend yet another flood at another of his properties. So it's into the mighty Trustmobile and off to Johnsonville. In Christchurch, Prue and Michelle have gone to check if a tenant evicted for not paying rent in months has actually gone. He thinks by proclaiming himself king, he won't have to pay. He'll have to think again. The good girls can't keep knocking. People are trying to sleep around here. Where's a locksmith when you need one? There's one, the guru of getting in, Patrick from Access.
Hello? Oh, stinks. Hello?
After gaining entry, it appears the king wasn't behind the door, it was simply jammed.
Although the power's on.
But the good girls suspect their tenant could be hiding in any number of filthy corners.
Hello?
They seek him here.
Oh, stinks.
They seek him there.
The smell, honestly.
They seek him everywhere.
Yeah.
That's the big barrel of...
Do you think he's hiding in there?
You see it on those TVs when they have the big drums and they mash the body in, or they cut it up and mash it in, and then they pour in, what is it, Prue? Acid, and dissolve them, according to, what's that show?
Silent Witness.
Thankfully, the tenant is not dissolving quietly in a barrel in the garage, and he's clearly not in residence in the flat. But multiple signs are pointing to a king refusing to be exiled.
It's a lot of items.
Then...
Holy moly.
Michelle spies legal documents.
I think we only need this letter. That's the E-Lord Privacy Seal of New Zealand.
Could it be the tenant has ignored domestic duties in favour of educating himself on his rights? Not as a king, but as a queen. a Queen's Counsel.
Unruly.
What?
The Privacy Seal of New Zealand. Person appointed to conduct the affairs of state in lieu of reigning sovereign.
Looking around the flat, it dawns on the good girls what they're seeing. A case is being built right under their noses.
Smithsonian?
Where?
Photocopies of legal notes from some of New Zealand's most infamous crimes.
It'll be research.
Textbooks, dictionaries, Greek philosophy.
I prayed for strength and then I lost a while all sense of nearness, human and divine.
It's all here, including what seems to be a statement of intent.
I own this property.
The skies are clear over central Wellington, but for Trust Property Management's Jared, today's forecast is for a deluge of work.
Interesting Monday morning, come into the office, thinking I had one flood to deal with, and then find out that late last night, the wild weather in Wellington caused flooding at one of our properties, which we're heading out now to go and check on.
Approaching the address, Jared can tell by the location it's created the perfect storm for the flooding to occur.
The level of rain was pretty torrential and pretty heavy. The sheer volume of water and rain that was coming down the street, up over the drive, running down the drive and under the garage door. Not looking good for us at the moment.
Luckily, a garage is still a garage. Hopefully, damage will be limited to some rusty tools and wet newspapers. Unluckily, this is not the case.
This changes things.
This one is filled with the tenants' many personal belongings. Washers, dryers, televisions, you name it, it's here, on the floor, right in the water's path.
I'll just get that off the wet carpet.
Any potential damage to the tenant's property will need to be catalogued, as will any damage to the house.
Taking some photos so we can get an idea of where the water came in, how far in it's come. Yeah, it's come to the laundry. There's damage at the lower parts of the walls. This stuff isn't gonna dry out and sink back. It'll stay all soft.
While particle board can be replaced, untreated native structural timber is a different story. Once wet, it can start to rot.
There's water in under here. This here would usually be dry.
Thankfully, it's just the ground that's wet and not the wood. And Jared's pleased to report to the tenant their possessions have miraculously avoided a drenching.
The rest of it will dry out over the next couple of days if it stays nice and warm like this.
Thanks so much for coming.
Catch you later.
Okay, see you.
A conversation with the owner about future weatherproofing is now on Jared's to-do list.
The only sort of long-term damage was the very bottom of some of the walls in the garage. If it is an issue for the owner, we can put a skirting board over it and it would tidy it up.
But for now, it's back to Trust HQ, where he's got another flood on his hands. And this time, it's coming through the light fittings.
A lot of water coming through it and it's dangerous.
In the concrete jungle of Christchurch,
I own this property.
it appears a newly self-minted bush lawyer tenant is challenging a tenancy tribunal decision that allowed good girls Prue and Michelle to chuck him out of his castle.
Amicus Pope Papal.
King or otherwise, it's not the tenant's house or his castle, it's a pigsty.
Don't think the plug fits, hence the toys from the Christmas crackers from last year. And I don't know if I'd really want to look at that bog, if you know what I mean.
Things are bad enough. A king-size dump in the Royal Dalton is the last thing Prue wants to see. But she can smell and she can hear blowflies.
There's a slow cooker. It's full of meat and it's rotting, it's blown. Oh, that's terrible. That was terrible. That was dreadful. full in there. That's maggots. Maggots. There's maggots there.
This has got to stop, and it's stopping now. Prue's furious. Having to change locks, clear out, clean and fumigate a property is unacceptable.
That's just jumped.
Yep, exactly. Old keys don't work anymore, and even if he breaks his way in, he can't open the door to get out. So
Oh,
he'd
good.
have to go back out the way he came and
But he is a king.
can't move furniture. Maybe we can get some subjects to help him.
If the tenant turns up now, he runs the risk of a severe mauling by the big cats of Christchurch property management.
Let's get out of here. We need tea, we need water. We do. We need showers. Yeah.
As Prue and Michelle go to leave, guess who's just turned up? The Smoking King himself, and he wants to know why a locksmith is in the driveway.
You didn't pay your rent.
What own that for?
Get a grip. Get with the program.
What own that for?
In Wellington, Trust property manager Jared has had to rush back to Trust HQ.
Hello, it's Jared.
Renters under the flat with the laundry flood noticed it was raining inside. Outside, the weather's fine, so they knew something was up.
So this is where the water from upstairs has come through. Looks as though it's just around the hallway cupboards.
The tenants have made a good fist of trying to minimise the damage, but this is going to require all Jared's workmanship to put right.
We're possibly going to have to lift some of the carpet. I can see there's water coming out through the light fitting and it's dangerous.
Fixing the issues will be no mean feat, but thankfully the guests are out shopping for rare vinyl. The carpet contractors are on the way, as is an electrician to sort out the lights.
Okay, get the wet vac and some tools to lift up the carpet.
You've heard of property tycoons. Jared's a property typhoon. Look at the Hannibal Lecter of house repair go to work.
Need to get this out so we can get it dried out. You can see how much water this stuff holds. Got the bulk of that apartment sorted.
It's looking like early refreshments upstairs with the team at Trust. But a few days later, as Jared's lads lay the now dry carpet,
We've got the guys from Precision Flooring.
disaster. The Sparky Jared's booked to fix the light fitting cancels. Suddenly and luckily, Jared remembers he's a fully qualified electrician.
Whoever wired this wired it the wrong way around and has been a bit lazy.
Lazy isn't a word in the Trust vocabulary. Job done.
Perfect. Carpet guys are finished. I've tidied up, put the doors on, and the place is back to normal.
In Christchurch, a confrontation of epic proportions has just taken place on the forecourt of a block of flats.
You didn't pay your rent.
What own that for?
Oh, bullshit.
Good Girls property managers Prue and Michelle have just given their ex-tenant a stern talking to
We know it quite well, don't we?
We do.
Yeah,
for utterly desecrating a formerly livable two-bedroom unit.
Get with the program.
Outnumbered 2-1 and now locked out, the king in exile leaves to seek out a new palace. It's back to the office to change outfits and colour coordinate before heading back to the Kingdom of Filth to start the clean-up process. Associate Raywin's eyes are going to be out on stalks when she hears about this.
It looks like someone picked up that flat, turned it upside down, and then put it all back down again.
That's right.
Raywin offers to come along for moral support, but also because she has a very high tolerance for bad smells and the constitution of an ox.
I have a very sensitive nose that I inherited from my grandmother.
Okay, I've got to go in.
Prue notices someone broken while she was away, taking documentation and leaving ventilation. Nonetheless, this rental's got Raywin retching and Prue reaching for an ashtray.
My cease and desist for not smoking really was heard and understood.
While Prue is engrossed with the detritus of a grubby existence, outside there's salvation. Bruce from Junkman Limited is on site to help work out what can be kept for the king and what can be thrown.
We'll have a look and see if there's anything reasonable here,
Yeah.
and then we'll store it here.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
Great. Yeah, mainly, probably as art, I'd keep.
Yeah,
Yeah, we won't touch this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good girl's preferred cleaning company has its work cut out. This job is on a scale of mounting Everest backwards on a bike.
You don't laugh, mate, you cry. That's really what happens.
But these guys can do. This dark and dingy dungeon is going to rise from the cigarette ashes into a wholesome blank canvas. 2 days later, Prue's back.
Beat Street. Very good coffee.
The flat's been decluttered, deloused, and most importantly, deodorised.
We're in. So when one considers what this actually looked like, it is amazing. Now the dross, maggots, and the seething and saturating food and that was here has gone. The oven has been cleaned. It certainly is fantastic. The carpet's cleaned. Oh, much better.
This former poo smell palace is now fit for a genuine king or queen of Christchurch. Even the throne is fit for a royal bottom.
Right, I can lock up, find a tenant.
Why the hell do you need a microwave in your laundry, I ask? What are you cooking?
Property manager Tracy is about to roll record on a B-grade horror.
The tenant was supposed to have moved out yesterday. I haven't heard anything from her, so I'm going over to ensure that she is gone. I have a horrible suspicion she won't have moved out by the time I get there, which is going to put an absolute spanner in the bloody works. So the grass, nothing's been done. I can see rubbish there. At least someone put the rubbish bins out, which is always a nice start. But yeah, let's go and see what else we can find. I'm not holding my breath. Oh, do you want a car battery?
Pity the poor neighbours putting up with a battery on the fence, not to mention a batch of butts and bottle tops on the porch, indicating regular sundowner sessions.
Oh, I just can't believe this. This is ridiculous.
The tenant isn't home, but Tracy can see all her stuff is.
Well, furniture. Like, they've obviously attempted to get out, but they're not out, and that's the difference. Oh, awesome. So this has been here for so long that it started to get mouldy underneath. Look at that. People can be such pigs, it's revolting. Oh, cool. You want some toilet rolls?
Worse, Tracy cannot legally enter the property. Maybe that's just as well.
Bet you this isn't even locked. Oh, there you go. I'm not disappointed. This was noted at the last inspection. I told her that she needed to get that fixed. Why the hell do you need a microwave in your laundry, I ask? What are you cooking?
Is it possible the tenant's been doing her laundry in the microwave and heating up her dinner in the washing machine? Do the point bags on the floor point to other types of cooking? Tracy doesn't want to know.
Oh, awesome. Yet another mattress, because we really needed one of those. I don't actually even want to touch it, to be honest. I just don't want to touch it. I'd hate to think what's around that corner, but...
There's every chance it's weed.
Lots and lots of weeds that need to be removed, and I'm not paying for it. It's kind of stuffed me up, to be honest. It's going to really stuff things up. So I need at least a week. I need to get the meth test done. She needs to give me back her keys, which at this moment in time I don't see happening. But until I get her keys back, I can't do anything else.
After being led up this very untidy garden path, Tracy's on the warpath. Heaven help the naughty tenant.
So yeah, not a happy camper. Told the tenant that she's got 48 hours notice and I will be entering that property. I will be changing the locks. Her stuff had better be out because she is in breach of her agreement.
Christchurch, Prue and Michelle have taken over a rural Rolleston rental owned by a retired gentleman and his wife.
It's a rural setting with his own home 40 metres from that. That, sadly, he let out to a couple of young, naughty, and I mean naughty, young men.
Prue is not prone to exaggeration. By naughty, she means making the landlord's life a misery.
So they had been holding this elderly couple basically under siege with vehicles and fires and damaging, farm fences, not paying rent. And then in the most recent inspection, he did a meth test and it came back positive. So there's been meth smoking going on in there.
After a train wreck of a tenancy, the good girls were contacted to saddle up, go to court and get them run out of town.
They just got worse and had like 6 or 8 people living there, threatened the life and safety of the older man when he became frustrated. His own family could not go and visit their parents, the grandchildren, nor the children, because they were so afraid.
Landlord Alan is thrilled to see the good girls. Today's the first step toward recovery of lost income, lost sleep and loss of septic tank capacity.
Look at that.
Alan advises the good girls to step away from the poo.
Oh, she's bottler.
But getting around poo is what good girls do.
Well, that's all part of the clean-up. So let's have a look inside.
Unfortunately, the sickly sweet waft of raw sewage pales in comparison with what Prue smells next.
Bloody disgusting.
Somebody's in trouble.
It's what they bloody deserved, look.
In Cromwell, a family of foodies has just vacated a lovely show home.
These tenants have purchased their own home, so we're pressed to get them out, get the property clean and get people in so they don't have to pay mortgage and rent at the same time.
The landlords have been very accommodating of the family situation, but they've insisted on one proviso in the arrangement: to keep the kitchen brand new.
The owner and the tenants had a little agreement between them that main cooking would all take part in the garage kitchenette.
This cooking arrangement is just part of a deal that ensures no problems for either party at time of departure. And so far there haven't been. Rochelle's not expecting any dramas. Outside, all appears tickety-boo. Inside, all appears tickety-poo.
Oh, I can smell the food already.
Rochelle makes a beeline to the garage, where the kitchenette is waiting. It's well used.
Knives aren't clean. We can see lots of fat residue all down the wall. The bench top itself is sticky from the residue that's come from the wall. It's got a wee fridge installed. Filthy. Ugh. All food up in the top. This all needs a lot of extra work. Definitely don't want to be handing the property over in this state. Down in here we've got food galore just in the corners.
In the main living areas, more disappointment.
The sheets definitely haven't been cleaned. We've got lots of hairs. We've got some stains up on this one, so this needs to be laundered as well.
The tenants were required to get professional cleaners in to clean the place.
Because that dust is coming straight back into the house.
Rochelle wishes they'd used cleaner cleaners.
So the drawers, we've got socks and masks. Surprise!
At least Rochelle knows one part of the house will be virgin territory.
Okay, so now we've got the dining, living.
But it isn't.
I can already see some damage.
In Christchurch, good girls property managers Prue and Michelle are getting the grand tour of a rental used and abused by some young fellows.
Oh, she's bottler.
But these fellows have left a smello. It's meth.
They used to have that open like that
Right.
some days, but all the curtains were closed.
They've taken the smoke alarm down. That was one of those expensive,
Yeah, it was like that,
kitchen ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had several of those.
Landlord Alan has already done a test, and while a full clean is required before Prue can take this place on, it's safe for the good girls to be here.
So the cleaner's going to come and scrub all the walls and ceilings, steam clean, remove all the curtains.
And the blinds.
And they will all be cleaned.
Yeah.
And then they will be returned. The carpets must legally be commercially cleaned because that's part of the meth clean.
Yeah, yeah.
So all of those things have got to happen. I mean, certainly they've got to pay the cleaning.
The bill for housing these tenants cost Alan more than money. He's been through the ringer.
We were getting woken up in the middle of the night by the police coming, knocking on our door because we had a curfew and they were checking that he was actually here. We didn't know why.
Strangely, some areas of the house appear to have come through the ordeal remarkably unscathed.
Not too bad.
Even in the bathroom, which routinely suffers in tenancies like this, is gleaming.
There's a bit of old dribble.
Pretty good.
That's not bad. I've seen worse loos, but it needs a good scrub.
There's a reason the place looks okay. Mum spent the whole week cleaning after Prue gave her the green light.
These boys have very good parents. One of the mums was kind enough to say, look, I'll give it a good clean.
Prue's satisfied landlord Alan is safe. His investment is secure and the very best tradies the good girls can recommend will soon be crawling all over this place to get it back to spec.
Anyway, we get the whole lot done, darling.
Until a new tenant can be arranged, security is now paramount.
They're not allowed back on this property.
The ex-tenants are going to be pursued for costs vigorously.
Oh, it's going to get interesting.
Oh, it is.
In Invercargill, Inspire property manager Tracy has access to the interior of a house where a tenant got behind on rent and left the garden littered with mattresses, ciggy butts, bottle tops and assorted weeds. Word from the neighbours is that the tenant took heed of the 48 hours to take her muck and get out.
So let's find out what lies beneath.
Thankfully, the piles of washing have been removed, but that's where the tenant's efforts to clean up have ended.
Okay.
The place is in an absolute state.
Dirt, rubbish everywhere. Oh, look at this. Curtains have all been broken. This is a burn mark. Cabinets haven't been wiped out. Wonder what goodies we can find in here. Ooh, gross. My cutlery tray's missing. Do I dare look in the oven? Hold my breath. Oh, lovely. No attempt whatsoever shit on the floor. I am not touching it this time. I think I'm going to run out of hand sanitizer today. Awesome, another burn. So this is another burn right in front of a fire. I purposely had this mat made, and I always tell tenants, if you're going to have a fire, you put a mat in front of them. If any sparks come out, you burn the mat, not the carpet. That's going to be an expensive mistake.
This tenant's left Tracy with a to-do list a mile long.
So first thing has to be the meth test. I've got a tenant moving in here on Friday, so the pressure really is going to be on this one. So I won't be doing anything until the meth test is back clean, which should be tomorrow. I've got cleaners organised, I've got carpet cleaners organised, the lawns are being mowed now, we should be good, but it's just added pressure to my job that I actually don't need if people do things correctly and as if they should.
Property manager Rochelle is inspecting a Cromwell show home that hasn't been left in show home condition.
Okay, we've got some dirty cupboards, dirty bins. Oops, that's popped off and we've got lots of food residue under there. Food all under the seams here. Range hood, always left oily, so they are horrible. Tenancy states we need to have properties left reasonably clean and tidy, but I always like properties to be left how I would want to move into them, and I wouldn't want to find that. So we just got quite a few handprints down the aluminium joinery, so that all needs a good wipe.
Something else needs a good wipe. The feature window has views of poos.
Looks like we've had a family of birds having a field day out here. Mother Nature, but still needs to be cleaned.
Jill's working with the ex-tenants. They need to work with her. She's expecting 100% clean with sugar on top when she returns.
In the tenant situation here, they are wanting to break their current lease, so they are wanting to stop paying rent as quick as they can, but ultimately this is now holding me up, having someone come in and take over the property for them.
In Christchurch, property managers Prue and Linda have some good news. Tenancy Tribunal has awarded new client Alan nearly $1,400 from his former tenants.
Today is the day. We're popping out to have a peeky-boo post-meth cleansing. And we're just going to go and check it out, meet the new tenants, sign them up, and hang a few drapes. We've come fully prepared with said stepladder.
Prue and Linda bring much more than a stepladder and years at the top rung of property management.
See you, gals. See you soon. We had to do all this because of the meth smoking. I don't know if I've mentioned that previously.
Up go the curtains. And down goes the landlord's blood pressure.
I'm hooking. That's correct.
Unlike the previous tenants, new tenant Melissa's overjoyed to have a lovely home to rent in quiet rural surroundings.
We've been in the motel for 9 weeks, Prue.
Oh, darling.
I know.
And knowing the show, she's keen to avoid being on it.
Yes, I've seen Renters a couple of times, so yeah, it's always interesting to watch. So.
The curtain's up and landlady Annette is on site to meet the new tenant and the new property managers.
Here we are, my darling.
You'll be happy because you've signed it.
Yeah.
Just a wee treat from us.
Just so we don't get
For you.
Oh, isn't that beautiful?
It's a pleasure.
Once again, the good girls take the cake for tasteful, effective property management.
Cool, thank you.
In Invercargill, Tracy's returning to the small but perfectly formed rental where the tenant deformed the entire landlord-renter relationship.
So this is just a 1-month inspection. So this property was basically trashed when the last tenant moved out. I know the property's in the right hands now. Oh, it smells better alone.
Gone are the dwelling's disfigurements that once blighted the place like smallpox on a medieval street urchin.
So the carpet's obviously nice and clean. Everything looks really, really good, as I knew it would. Yeah, so now this looks absolutely lovely. This is how I'd expect it to be. It's a really nice little property, this.
It's only a wee cottage, but the new tenant is already treating it like his castle.
Really good to see that the property's being looked after. I just need to get him a new washing line and he'll be a happy camper.
Tracy's earned the weekend off. It's home for takeaways and a movie. In Cromwell, First National property manager Rochelle is heading back to the high-end home that was not clean to her exacting standards.
We're heading back. The tenants have had a chance to rectify it, unfortunately didn't. So we've had professional people through and hopefully it should be all good to go for our tenants.
Cromwell being Cromwell, Rochelle's through the front door in 2 minutes.
Oh, that smells better. Ah, clean benches, yay. Oh, great. We have a lounge again. So, TV's hanging back up, artwork's finally back up, no more stashed in the wardrobe. Yay, no bird poo. Gone. So that's nice and clean, lawns have all been mowed, looking heaps better.
Looking better and smelling better, even in the formerly greasy, grimy kitchenette.
Ah, perfect. So much better. Got no more food. All up along here was caked in food. Top shelf, nice and clean. Thankfully, the sticky's all gone. That's good. So, I'm a happy property manager.
I have never seen this fridge in the state. Oh, okay, so possible abandonment. Let's see what we're going to find. Oh, gosh, we haven't had word from our tenants for a couple of weeks. Right. Oh, well.
At first glance, the property,
Property's in a state.
although not maintained to a Corinthian standard,
Look, we've got a trolley.
is in a reasonable condition. A small shopping list of litter and junk just needs removing. But around the side,
Broken window, all taped up. Oh, gosh, what we got here? Oh, oh, here are our notices. On the floor. Definitely abandoned. She's been gone for a while.
while the tenant has moved out, others have moved in.
Oh, with cockroaches on top. Oh, they're everywhere. Oh my gosh.
Nature is seldom wasteful. The cockroaches have become food for yet more tiny scavengers.
Oh, there's ants. Oh, look at all that.
These ants are unwelcome squatters, but they're also squirters, hosing out acrid formic acid from their abdomens when disturbed.
Oh, the smell. Oh.
But that's not the smell Michelle's smelling.
Open it. Oh, yuck.
Frantically opening windows to avoid suffocation,
Oh, God.
Michelle needs to pinpoint exactly where that stench is coming from.
What is this?
Is it coming from behind the curtains?
Oh, oh.
Could it be seeping up from underneath the house?
Oh, there's no rubbish under there by the look of it. That's good.
Is it these soiled nappies? Unbelievably, no. Almost out of ideas and oxygen, Michelle heads for the door. Not the front door, the fridge door.
Oh, no.
Good Girl's head honcho Prue's been overseeing earthquake fix-ups since the day of. But she's just taken on one block of ruined units that could be her biggest challenge yet.
Totally buggered, as is Wearers. 4 in the front, garages in the middle, 4 at the back, right on the river. All buggered. No other word for it. Well, they use it.
So bought as is Wearers.
Yeah.
For years, speculators and developers have been saying avoid these flats. But to Prue, they're like last season's stilettos. Plenty of life left in them.
No insurance.
Yep.
The block of 8 is owned by one of Prue's biggest clients.
They're going to lift it back up to level in
Whole block?
conjunction with an engineer.
A good building project is like assembling a nice outfit. It takes time and skill. But at the address,
Oh, gosh.
the Good Girls can see both their outfits and the block of flats may not be fit for purpose at all. In Weymouth, South Auckland,
Oh, the smell.
all property manager Michelle's worst fears have been realised.
Oh, cockroaches.
In a rental abandoned by a formerly model tenant.
Just bulk, just all the belongings, personal belongings, just a mess. Must have looked like it was left in a hurry. Oh, it's just clothes, toys. Obviously gone through and taken what she's needed, but, you know, oh, gosh.
But there's one thing in this household nobody wants, least of all Michelle. An overpowering odour, and it's coming from the fridge.
Oh, gosh, there's no excuse for it. The power's been off. I wonder... We haven't opened the fridge yet. Oh, let's see what the fridge is like. Oh, do I dare? Look at all this. It's all seeping out because something's been, rotting. Oh, no. Oh, yuck.
Fighting back the urge to purge, Michelle is temporarily lost for words. The interior of the fridge is completely covered with blowfly pupa. Eggs have been laid, maggots have hatched, feasted, done their dirty business, and flown away.
Oh, jeez, the smell. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, I have never seen this, a fridge in this state. Oh.
In Christchurch, the Good Girls are viewing a block of units ruined by the city's earthquake that will be completely rebuilt. They're completely unprepared for what they're about to see.
Oh, gosh.
The place is munted, as is the concrete driveway. It's full of cracks and crevices, and Prue and Michelle are in stilettos. Big mistake.
Just don't get your heel caught. You know what happened to me?
Michelle tripped on a cobble and had to hobble to the cobblers.
Oh, no, we
So
won't
I'm
be
very
having any
careful
of that.
about a stiletto on these sort of drives. Look at this.
How savage.
How deep they are.
Oh, yeah. Just savage.
The cracks in the drive are like the cracks in the foundations. Catastrophic.
Look at the cracking down through here.
Wow.
You can see the ravages of what has occurred.
Inside and out, these units are a shadow of their former glory.
This is all the damage.
Wow.
So they were pretty badly, you know, look. And you can see in the loo as well. We won't go too closely in there because they have to turn off the power and the water.
Prue and Michelle aren't phased, and they can clearly see the potential.
But they're a big, big size.
Oh, it's the bathroom.
Laundry, bathroom combo. So all of this will be done up. And then you come into the bood. Well, look at the, you know, it's a big bedroom and oodles of robe, you know, and you've got a little private conservatory out there.
There's a really good size for one
Aren't they
bedroom
great
flats.
for one bedroom?
The challenge is massive. After sinking millions into these sinking flats, the owners want to see some income as soon as they're finished. The interior decorating's down to Prue and Michelle, so they'd better get moving.
So it's going to be a very interesting process for us.
At a Corinthian property management rental in Weymouth, Auckland,
Oh, no.
a fly-blown fridge has confirmed property manager Michelle's worst fears.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, and the smell.
Her tenant has absconded owing rent, a clean-up and an explanation.
Definitely been gone a while.
The fly dirt on many surfaces indicates a recent population explosion. But even worse awaits Michelle in the freezer compartment.
Your idea? Oh no. Oh my goodness. Oh, rotten meat. It's just vulgar. Oh, it's worse than... Oh, shit. Oh my gosh. Oh, I've got to close that. I'm just going to get out of there. Oh, this is going to take a lot of elbow grease to clean all this. Oh, look at this. This is just unreal. This is right up there with one of the worst I've ever seen. Especially with the cockroach. Oh, at least they're dead, I suppose. I've got to document this, for tribunal. We're dumping this immediately. Yuck! Gosh, where do you start?
So far, everything's been about the tenant, but Michelle's thoughts now turn to the landlord.
Grab my iPad, get some close-up shots for tribunal and some gloves.
After reviving herself in the fresh air, it's back inside to collect photographic evidence.
Oh, look, the broom. Maybe she didn't use it.
Each hideous discrepancy of this terrible tenancy must be catalogued.
Oh, look at that.
A fish tank with contents reminiscent of watery butter chicken noted.
Oh my gosh!
An oven containing a cesspool of rancid grease.
Oh, that is just, look at it! Oh gosh.
An iPad's worth of atrocity of every description.
Ooh, there's maggots in here.
The internal hard drive is approaching shutdown.
Oh, there's nothing, it's just disgusting. She should be made to come back and actually deal with this. Something's leaking. Oh. Oh, that is just, look at it.
The house and the absconded tenant face getting taken to the cleaners.
Oh, definitely not Milo. Yeah, hi, no, it's a disaster. Everything's got to go. We need a skip, possibly a couple. So we'll start with a 9 cubic. Okay, urgently, thank you, bye.
In Christchurch, it's been several weeks since the good girls risked limb and limb at the earthquake-damaged units they're managing the renovations of. Preparations for the lifting of the flats is moving along nicely. This is something Prue and Michelle have to see.
Oh, fascinating.
Gauntlet successfully run.
Oh, look at this, Prue.
They've dug the holes due to pour the concrete in underneath to even all this up.
So when do you think they'll lift it?
With such a gradual process, I'd love to, sort of see it going to its right level, but it's never going to. It's such a gradual, it takes 3 or 4 days. Should we go have a look what they're doing? What do you think?
You know what these drives...
Go a little bit ginger. There it is.
But Prue hasn't thought this through.
Safety footwear, that might not be us.
Access denied. It's back to the office.
G'day!
Or is it?
How are you? I'm Prue. Are we allowed to have a look inside or not?
It turns out because the good girls are involved in the refurb and their shoes do have tiny steel caps, the site manager arranges a quick perv, just this once.
Yeah. Look, you're such a gentleman. Oh, wow, look, down there. See, there's all the piles. So they've released those, and then you start pumping the concrete in, don't you, to level up? Wow, interesting.
There's a lot of work to be done here.
I'll go first.
But arguably, there's even more to get the visitors back to their car.
Gentle, give us your hand.
Well, why don't you...
No worries about high-vis orange. Prue's is built in.
Are you good?
Yep.
And so is Prue's desire to kick this project along so she can start renovating and start re-tenanting.
Thanks a million. See you.
It's a new day for Corinthian Property Management Commander-in-Chief, Michelle.
Close up under the grapefruit tree as we can.
Her house of horrors in Weymouth is going to get the clean-up it deserves.
Right, let's get to it.
Michelle's partner, boiler-suited Bob, is here to manage the decluttering process, taking care to keep aside any items of sentimental or dollar value. This shouldn't take long.
My skin's crawling.
Everything else is crawling in.
Meanwhile, Michelle's fossicking around to see if there are any hitherto undiscovered areas of concern.
All right, we better check out the garden shed, see what's in here. Hopefully it's empty. Oh, look, no, chocker.
That light at the end of the tunnel has just been snuffed out. The Skip and Bob stride will be converted into another skip bin.
Always. Oh, great, I'll leave you to it.
Thanks. On her next visit, Michelle hopes and prays this house will be empty, immaculate and ready for a new tenant. In Christchurch, there's been noise and action at the site of Prue's block of 8 ruined flats.
I said, God, that would have been interesting.
But neighbours are happy to see a former eyesore given a makeover. Today, Linda's joining Prue on her now well-worn path to the address.
I know, she giggles all the time.
This time, the good girls have come prepared.
I had to share the outfit, you know.
Yes.
Orange and safe.
That's the colour I've normally seen in.
Got my tit for tat. Oh. Good God, they've done a swag here.
The team stops short in its tracks, and not just from admiration.
Must be a fan.
They're looking at a masterpiece of engineering. The entire foundation has been relaid under the house.
God, how interesting.
Like the stilettos on Prue's feet, strength and stability are key to a very durable structure.
So this will cure, won't it? This bit?
This is going to cure. It's going to be actually stronger than it was before. So what we're actually done is the foundation has now got a whole supporting pad underneath it, which goes on both sides.
Wow.
Cradles it, if you can imagine.
Yeah.
And it actually makes it stronger than it was before.
Oh, this is fantastic. This is going to be great. Because I've got a waiting list of people that want to move in.
The place still looks like a building site because it is. But Prue can see it won't be long before she can rent all these units out. The hard work's almost done.
Isn't that wild? It does look different from last time we visited, doesn't it?
Yes, they've taken out the bearers in a few places.
They have.
After years of dishevelling and weeks of levelling, things are looking up thanks to truckloads of Canterbury can-do. It's a new day in South Auckland and Corinthian property manager Michelle's back to see the end results of a 24/7 deep clean of the filthiest property she's ever had.
Right, I'm hoping to find a nice, tidy property. Everything removed, new bathroom, ready to rent, basically. That's what I'm hoping to find.
First impressions are good. The smashed pane in the front door's been replaced.
Wow.
And the lounge is now immaculate.
Look at this. Oh, fresh curtains.
No longer do cockies and domestic detritus share the same space.
It's clean, it's tidy, it's clutter-free.
Best of all, an orange tree in full fruit. What a property.
Yeah.
But how about that hideous kitchen?
Wow, look at this. Clean. We can use the bench. There's no fat, no trays, no food. Look at this. You can eat off it.
The Maggot Palace fridge, gone. Shower filth, disappeared. Human excrement, flushed away.
It's now back to being a livable space.
It's job done, and on to the next one.
Not bad.
Michelle, take the weekend off. On the mainland, a similar good news story is unfolding for the good girls. The redemption of Prue's 8 little brick and tile battlers has caused a buzz all around town. And today is open home for the first prospective tenants.
What a great day.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's going to be perfect,
I know, we're gonna
I
have a
think.
great day.
Oh, divine. Here for the viewing. Oh, come on in. So, completely done up, darling. Completely.
Really nice.
Isn't it a great, it's a great apartment and it's big. It's big.
The flats are everything anyone could want. One tenant in particular has special requirements. Acoustics.
Right, we're going into 2, you're in 1. And let's see how we go. Beautiful voice. Exquisite.
This is the sort of loud music no neighbour minds hearing. This one's a keeper.
I think that's, yeah, it's okay.
This concert/open home is a wrap. Landlady Brenda, who's behind this whole thing, is thankful everyone's hard work and persistence has paid off.
Oh, she was inspiring, that girl.
She was. We do. No, we won't. No, we do need her.
It's a happy ending for all the good girls here today.